Welcome back to the Focus. Today we have Brian Reagan with the Better Business Bureau with us on the show today. Welcome to the show, Brian.
Yeah, thank you, man.
Yeah. Just welcome back to the show, I should
Yeah,
say.
second time.
You were with us last year and dropped a boatload of knowledge on us about the Better Business Bureau. We've been, friends now for a few years, and
Yeah.
definitely been a happy client of the Better Business Bureau. So I wanted to bring you back on, share any updates that may happen, because a lot of people out there need to know that this is not your grandma's BBB,
Yeah.
So, um, kind of off the bat, we work with a lot of B2B customers.
Yeah.
And a lot of people just don't understand, like, the BBB is for B2B companies as well, not just B2C.
Certainly. Yeah. And so, yeah, it's funny you mentioned not your grandma's BBB, because that's kind of a common misconception. I think a lot of people think, oh, just only old people go to the Better Business Bureau, which is not really true. Our website ranks really well in branded search terms and local search terms for local. And it really, our target market's homeowners. Contractors do really well with us. People that have a lot of times have been burned, or they just want to seek out a trustworthy quality business and that meets some standards, been background checked. And so I'm a big believer in what we do behind the scenes. And that's kind of the reason I've been here for 20 years.
Yeah, and I'm so glad you mentioned behind the scenes, because, and I can attest to this because I'm a proud BBB member for 12 Media Group. Is it's not just paying you guys money to be in your directory. There's so much more that goes into it that people really need to understand. Yeah, go ahead and just kind of share some more things besides just a BBB membership.
Yeah, so we do a criminal background check. We do a public records check that consists of bankruptcy. We look at past business ownership. So, an example, if a roofer scammed a bunch of people in Oklahoma City and wanted to come down here, we would find that out. We would look at their past business history. And so we look at any industry that requires a license. We check that. So we want to make sure the business is operating honestly, ethically, and legally. We obviously take complaints. And so the business has to be free of any unanswered and unresolved complaints. And so I'll just tell you this, we do more of a thorough of a background check than any entity that I know of. And there's actually several entities that do background checks that they check with us. So I'm very proud of that. You won't ever find an unlicensed handyman lumped in a plumbing category. Right. You won't find an unlicensed mover in a moving category. And so we legitimately do background checks, and, in a nutshell, we try to funnel business to the good guys and weed out the bad guys,
No, I love it. And yeah, that just goes to show, how well reputable, the company could be, when they're making it through all of that and be on the BBB. You mentioned earlier about your search results on Google. And, if you're a listener out there and you think about it, when you start to Google different services, you're typically going to see the Better Business Bureau in the search results. So can you speak to some of the positive impact that joining the Better Business Bureau can have on your SEO?
Yeah. So if you understand Google's algorithm, Google puts out a document every year called Google's Quality Rater Guidelines. And that is a 186-page document that gives the search engine community insight on Google's algorithm. A major factor in that is trust. Mm-hmm. So you have to prove to Google that you're trustworthy. So Google's entire algorithm is actually based on trust. And so how does Google measure trust? They do that by inbound links. They do that by online reviews, signals that you're actively in business. So video marketing. So, Google owns YouTube. So you upload a video into YouTube, that's a signal that this business is actively doing business. And so that's one of the things I do in my consulting when I go out and meet with a business. My consulting is completely to help business owners understand how to market trust. And, once they typically figure out the piece of the puzzle that the Better Business Bureau is, and then how to utilize that tool, it typically makes more sense to them. So I'm a firm believer in, especially for home service contractors, a business's entire business marketing plan needs to revolve around trust. And
Yes.
so how do you prove to customers that you're trustworthy? And so, trust seals like the Better Business Bureau, trade organizations are a good thing. Being active in the community, chamber of commerce, video marketing, sending for a business to be able to send subliminal messages of trust through video marketing is huge. And so I think businesses need to do all of that. And so be active on social media, be transparent, show people the quality of work you do. That's where video marketing comes in. That's where credentials like the Better Business Bureau come in. And you put all that together, it makes a pretty good marketing plan.
Absolutely. Trust, trust, trust.
Yeah.
That we speak the same language because
Yeah.
that's our big thing. People, the law firm we brought in here last week, for instance, it was all about how do we get the story out there on what they do, why they do it, to build that trust. You get that warm, fuzzy feeling inside. So I really appreciate the fact that you take business owners, to lunch, do those, consultations to explain to them how important that trust is. And then not just, through the BBB, but beyond, which is, you go far, above and beyond. In fact, one of the best books that I've read in the past couple of years, one you recommended, Trust Signals. So I really appreciate that one. I need to reread that one because it's big in business, because you can generate leads all day long, but if they don't trust your site or something about your branding, they're just going to move on to the next person.
Yeah. Shout out to Scott Baradell with Idea Grove. He runs a PR firm here in Dallas. He's one of my Better Business Bureau clients, and he wrote that book. Really good book. It's kind of a PR book, but / marketing, SEO, branding book, but really good book. Trust Signals.
Totally. And I picked it up as soon as you posted about it. I was like, Amazon cart, let's go.
Yeah.
Now, there are a lot of benefits that people have by joining the Better Business Bureau that they have no idea about. What are some of the underutilized membership benefits that people are not taking advantage of?
So we have an online review app that's really cool. So it's an app that you would download on your phone. Makes it really easy for people to write you positive reviews. So once you finish a job, the people love you. You click on our app, you put in the customer's name and their cell phone number in there, and that's going to send them a text asking them to write you a positive review. And kind of give you an idea. One of the things I do with my consulting is I share with business owners a little trick they can do. When you get that review, friend that person on Facebook, tag them in the post, and thank them for the job for earning your business. And so that's a really free way for business owners to thank their customers, post trust, talk about trust on their social media page.
Yep.
And the strategy there is if you tag your client in the post, now all their friends and family get to see that you are the contractor that made them happy, right? And so I think I'm a big believer we're in a thank you society. So the more you can thank your customers for doing business with you, the better. All that stuff breeds trust, so. So the online review thing is huge. We do have a lead generation program. I kind of hate talking about it because I don't want to be lumped in. The Better Business Bureau is not a lead generation company.
Right. Right.
The leads come organically. We do have a get a quote program. So we do email out and text out leads to our members. Those are free of charge. We don't charge people for the leads. That being said, I've got some roofers that get 200, 300 leads a year from us.
Yeah.
And so that's huge. And so, can I guarantee a business gets a lead? No, I can't. It's just an organic thing. And so that's where the more a business does branding, the more they do get reviews, the more they do some additional advertising, the more likely they are to get leads from us.
Yeah.
Because people go, oh, I've seen that logo around town. And then they go click on get a quote.
Yes.
And so they're more likely to get just leads organically from being a known entity.
Yeah.
And so just also too, the branding, be able to put that BBB logo on your website, obviously the SEO benefit of it there, our inbound link is a very valuable link in the eyes of Google. We're a curated directory. So also we're a citation site. So citation, any online directory such as the BBB, Chamber of Commerce, that's going to list the business's name, address, and phone number. Google's going to bounce that off of their data for Google business profiles. And that helps you rank in Google business profile section of Google. And so, you just want to be able to brand your business as being honest and ethical. Using the BBB as a reference, as a sales tool, huge. when you're out
Yes.
bidding on jobs. It does attract good quality people that are willing to pay you, right? So, um, those are really, I think, the three biggest benefits to it.
Yeah.
Um, Another thing too, I'm very proud of. We have a Torch Award for Business Ethics award ceremony every year, and we give out awards. And one of the things I think that we don't talk about it a lot, but um, I think that motivates businesses to be better.
Yeah.
And they go. I've had several businesses goes. It's my goal to win that award next year. So we're going to strive to not get complaints. We're going to strive to give back to the community, do some charity work. We're going to strive to make sure we're training our employees to be more ethical. And so that's a really cool thing we do every year.
That is really cool. In fact, I was at that event
Oh yeah,
last
you
year,
were.
and it was a lot of fun. It was very it was, like you said, it was neat to see kind of the cream rise to the top. The best of the best, were there, and that's another thing I love about the Better Business Bureau is that it kind of has that culture of the rising tide raises all ships,
Yeah, yeah.
kind of a
We
deal.
we try.
One thing that I really enjoy about the BBB, yeah, as far as the membership benefits, is the fact that you can add pictures and video to
Yeah.
your profile.
So yeah, exactly. So you can actually log into your BBB profile. You can upload photos and videos into it. In fact, we actually just did an entire redesign of our website now, and so actually it makes these photos and videos more prominent on the page. Matter
Yeah,
of fact, and so in fact, I just came across a business the other day who literally did an entire video speaking to people that are researching them on their page. And so it was actually a roofer, and he basically did a video saying, "Hey, if you're looking us, if you found us on the Better Business Bureau, thank you. You'll see we have an A+ record." He started pointing to
that's so smart.
and
Yes,
I was like, "That's genius. I don't know why I've never thought of that." And he said, check our reviews out. We're an open book. Research us, please do. And, hopefully we earn your business. And he literally did an entire video and posted it on his BBB profile, speaking to the people that are researching him.
that's genius.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna start pitching that now. Thank you
Yeah.
for
Yeah. Yeah.
that for
Yeah.
that idea. That is awesome. So who are you looking for right now? Who are your ideal customers that should be joining the Better Business Bureau right now?
Well, so any industry that, you want to increase your marketing and do better on the internet, and you want to market trust. I mean, I would really argue the point that most any business can market trust, right? So, but the businesses that do really well, just purely talking about kind of Google Analytics and the majority of the people that come to our website is home service contractors.
Right.
Roofers do really well, foundation repair, pool contractors, plumbers, air conditioning contractors, electricians, kitchen remodeling, general contractors, the painters. All those people do pretty well in the Better Business Bureau. And so that's my bread and butter.
I love it. I
Yeah.
love it. Well, before we sign off here, I want to give you an opportunity to talk directly to that business owner of the home service, company trades. Maybe they haven't pulled the trigger on it. They're thinking, is this worth the investment? Whatnot. Speak to them and tell them, why they should join and kind of what are the next steps.
Yeah. If you're interested in learning more information about the Better Business Bureau, what I encourage you to do too, check out our website. Click around on some of your competitors in there. You'll find we've got some companies that have been members 10, 20, 30 years. And that's my biggest testimonial. If you join through me, you get my consulting for free. And so I love going out and meeting with my clients for lunch, and my office starts looking like a cave after a while. So I enjoy going out and meet my clients. But and so I have a pretty good uh, marketing background, and I know what works. Um, and so if you need help with video marketing, social media marketing, local SEO, online review strategies, happy to meet you for lunch. You get my consulting for free. In fact, I'll throw out my cell phone number on here. I don't even mind. So my cell phone's 972-978-9092. If you're interested in learning more, give me a call.
Awesome, man. Well, I can attest, if you're listening, I've seen our clients benefit from the BBB. I've seen our business benefit from the
Yeah,
BBB,
great.
and more importantly, through relationship with Brian. So he's a great guy to know. So
Thank you.
friend him on LinkedIn and Facebook. Thank you so much for being on the show
Yeah,
and
man.
dropping all that knowledge on us.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Until next time, if you need a professional video, we'd love to help. I'm Mario Wilson with 12 Media Group, where we put your brand in focus.